Marvel is going full out next year with some genius plans for both inside the MCU and outside the MCU with Avengers Doomsday and Spider-Man Brand New Day and more. Marvel is going to try and recreate the hype that we had for Avengers Infinity War, but the only question now is, can they actually do this? Well, they have plans to try. They have plans to attempt to do so. But as Marvel fans yourself, you'll have to let me know what you think at the end of this video. And if you're new to the channel, we'd love it if you would subscribe. We're almost at 1 million subscribers. Let's get into this. So you might have heard this morning, but it looks like we are going to be getting that Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer a lot sooner than we thought, or maybe exactly right when we thought, because we had heard before that the Avengers Doomsday trailer was going to be coming in December, attached to Avatar, Fire, and Ash. Well, now we are hearing the same thing for Spider-Man Brand New Day. The account Trailer Track, who has a really great track record when it comes to trailer release dates for movies and shows, have spoken up recently stating that they do not believe the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer is going to be attached to the Super Bowl, at least not the first teaser trailer for it, but they have actually heard rumblings that it's going to be attached to Avatar, Fire, and Ash. Now, right away, some people were like, well, what about Avengers Doomsday? We heard that was going to be attached to that. Well, it sounds like both are. And if you think about this, it's a genius move by Marvel and also Sony. Now, of course, Spider-Man Brand New Day is a Marvel movie set in the MCU, but Sony has a big role to play in that as well, especially when it comes to the marketing and promotion. Keep in mind, most of the time at a Comic-Con or anything like that, when Marvel goes to announce a slate, Spider-Man's typically not a part of that because Sony does their own thing. But nonetheless, Disney has the spot before Avatar, Fire, and Ash because that is Disney, so they're going to take full advantage of this. And it's genius. Imagine going to the theater and right before you see probably one of the biggest movies ever, Avatar movies typically perform really well, before you see that, you see the trailer for Spider-Man Brand New Day, the teaser trailer, and we see the Hulk, we see the Punisher, you see a lot of different characters show up, you get super hyped for that movie, and then immediately after, you see Robert Downey Jr. returning as Doctor Doom on the screen. That would get anybody hype. Those two trailers back to back, if they're done exceptionally well, which I totally believe that Marvel is going to do that, because they honestly need this. They need as much hype as they possibly can, and they have a whole year to do so, and they're going to start with the release of Avatar, Fire, and Ash, putting these trailers in front of it if these reports are true. I think this is absolutely genius. And they're going to do this for a whole year. They're going to promote it in a lot of different ways. We probably are getting more trailers or another new trailer for both Spider-Man Brand New Day and Avengers Doomsday at the Super Bowl, which is not going to be that far after, only 2 months after. So we're going to get these teaser trailers, hopefully if this report is true, in front of Avatar, Fire, and Ash in December. Then we get the Super Bowl, then we have Comic-Con, and then we have just their own stunts that they'll do on the YouTube channel like they did before with the Marvel Studios Avengers Doomsday Now in Production Chair video. Say what you want about that video, it got a mass amounts of views, millions of views, and it did create a lot of hype around Avengers Doomsday. It did exactly what they wanted it to do, so they're going to do something like that again. It might not be another chair video, but they're going to do another stunt. And then on top of that, something really cool that's been happening recently is we've been hearing a lot about Marvel finally really connecting the main story again in the MCU that is going to build up to Avengers Doomsday. And we can already see that with Spider-Man Brand New Day. With Spider-Man Brand New Day, they're just adding a ton of characters into this movie. Characters we actually really want to see, like the Hulk, the Punisher. Yelena Belova is said to show up. We've also heard a rumor that Sam Wilson's Captain America could show up. So this is going to connect to a lot of different things. To Daredevil Born Again, because Marvel Studios has already confirmed that that story for season 2 of Daredevil Born Again is going directly into Spider-Man Brand New Day. And of course, the Punisher special presentation as well. Finally bringing Mark Ruffalo's Hulk back. He's going to go savage again. We got some leaked set photos of him yesterday, him on a stretcher going to the hospital. I think this might be after he hulks out or maybe before. We still don't know who that villain is, but I think they're going to tamper with him and that's why the Hulk comes out. But Yelena Belova showing up connects to the Avengers. Sam Wilson showing up connects to the other Avengers. And clearly this movie is going to go right into Avengers Doomsday, and they're showing us more characters who are going to be a part of the main teams in Avengers Doomsday. Even though we've been hearing that Tom Holland's Spider-Man might not be in the film. So we'll wait and see on that. But lots of connectivity in Spider-Man Brand New Day, as well as some of the other shows that are coming up. If we take a look at Vision Quest, well, they've already said this is the final installment of the WandaVision trilogy here. So we had WandaVision, Agatha All Along, and Vision Quest. This show is going to bring back Speed, or Tommy, and we're finally going to have all of Wanda's family together again. So it's going to deeply connect to that story, plus other parts of the MCU like Ultron, connecting to Avengers Age of Ultron. And it does seemingly all lead to the return of the Scarlet Witch since her family is finally back. And it also does seemingly lead to a big part of the Young Avengers storyline, who we've been hearing are going to be in Avengers Doomsday. So it connects there as well. On top of that, we've actually been hearing the Wonder Man show is also going to connect to Vision Quest in some way, shape, or form. The rumor so far is that however Wonder Man gets his powers, how Simon Williams gets his powers, is related to the people who rebuilt Vision. So on top of just a massive amount of marketing that we're about to get with the next year of Marvel Studios, they're also finally doing what fans have really just been wanting this entire time, really showing us the true connectivity of kind of a bigger story than what is just happening in a movie or in a show. Obviously, these movies and shows are about certain plot points, but the best part of the MCU, one of the greatest things, is how we can feel like it's all weaving into an overall bigger story, much like they did with the Infinity Stones and Thanos. They popped up throughout multiple different points in the MCU, in actual movies, in post-credit scenes. So when we built up to Thanos, this had been something that had been building up for years. We don't really have that in the multiverse saga right now, especially since, Jonathan Majors is no longer Kang, and Kang is no longer the big bad. It's Robert Downey Jr.'s Doom. But having all of this really start to connect at the end, going into Spider-Man Brand New Day and into Avengers Doomsday, that's what Marvel needs to do. And on top of that, they need to do these marketing techniques that they're planning on doing. If they really do want that hype to be at the level that we were at for Avengers Infinity War, a whole year of promotions, well, a whole year till Avengers Doomsday, but 6 months until Spider-Man Brand New Day. That's what they need to do. Hype everything up as much as possible. Do as much as they can. So give us the trailers in front of Avatar, Fire and Ash. Give us both of the trailers, 2 of them before Fire and Ash. Then do the same thing for the Super Bowl. Then do Comic-Con. Give us as much as possible if they're really trying to do that hype. Get it back to where it was. And I believe if they do everything right and they start teasing the X-Men and teasing Doom and just teasing the multiverse in general as well, and Spider-Man, we can get to there. We can get to that point where we once were before. It's going to take a lot of work by Marvel Studios though. Do you think we can get to that point again? Let me know in the comments down below. And please don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest news. You can also find us on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Snapchat. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.